This may look like something from science fiction, but it might hold the key to our future energy supply. Researchers here are trying to replicate the light and heat of the sun using 149 lamps as big as cinema projectors.
This is for an LED solar simulator system, a sun simulator that is LED, an LED light so huge that it would simulate the sun.
It was the patent for the NASA STAR program, where they were building, along with Bausch & Lomb, they were building a sun simulator.
Alright. That's strange too.
Which shows the fake sun. It shows the simulator, and I realized that there are sun simulators on the planet that they use to simulate the sun in underground bunkers, so forth and so on.
The Beacon Project, or MAYAC, and it is, as you see here in this illustration, a large pyramid-shaped object, a reflective material that they say is made of a polymer that is thinner, 20 times thinner than a human hair.
Like this right here is as good as it gets. You can tell the sun or a sun simulator is right there for the most part. You can see it. But it's totally, your view is obscured totally, so you cannot see it completely.
Russia's artificial star was sent to orbit, but no one could see it. The artificial star of the Russians, MAYAC, was successfully orbited and set to become one of the brightest objects in the night sky. Satellite was launched at Baikonur Base on July 14th, and when it entered the orbit, it opened the solar reflector.
The technology to do this is so widespread and so well known throughout the industry that China, they're launching an artificial moon into orbit.
This is Professor Harold Haas. There he is holding a little LED bulb, giving his TED Talk back in 2011. Professor Harold Haas introduced the Li-Fi technology. This is not just a sun simulator. This is a monster satellite that can be deployed to beam frequencies. These light frequencies, these LED frequencies, they carry information, they carry data.
It's the pride of Professor Bernhard Hofschmidt. He showed me how it all works.
And then I find other YouTube channels that are working on the exact same thing. And as you can see in this video, he's showing you the layout, the design of the solar simulator, which is right here. It's all the same paperwork, so we're all on the same page, no pun intended. But he has got pictures of the sun, much like the ones we showed you back in March, but these are way better. Way better. You can tell that this is not legit. Look at the straight line of the flares coming off the sun going straight up and straight down.
Researchers from China's Hefei Institutes of Physical Science reported its fusion reactor reached 100 million degrees Celsius, over 6 times the temperature of the sun's core. The reactor is called the Experimental Advanced Superconducting Tokamak, also known as the EAST. The donut-shaped machine supports nuclear fusion by using magnetic fields that keep hot plasma from melting the exterior walls of the tokamak.
But it appears that for the first time, one of the large New World Order companies, Boeing in particular, has actually shown this for the first time without a doubt. And it's a huge case of predictive programming.
Now, in Article 464 entitled Sun Simulated Disclosure, they knew the sun was dying in 1961. I showed that sun simulators using reflectors and arc lamps have been used to disclose that the powers that be already knew in 1961 that the sun was dying and that sun simulators would be necessary.
A photo surfaced, a gentleman sent it to me from Crazy Horse, South Dakota. And in the photograph, a hexagon appeared in the upper left-hand corner. He sent it to me to look at. I kind of compared it to the sun simulator because it does have similarities. But we don't know for sure what we're dealing with here. It almost looks like there's two.
China is to launch a fake moon into space that it hopes will illuminate one of the country's biggest cities. Officials in Chengdu announced plans to place a satellite by 2020 capable of reflecting sunlight onto the streets at night, claiming it will be bright enough to entirely replace street lights.
Tokamak. According to futurism, nuclear fusion is a thermonuclear process that occurs when the nuclei of two light atoms combine and form a heavier atom. This process results in release of energy in the form of heat and light.
And since the large-scale chemtrail program started in 1998, it is very possible that the sun may have gone completely dark by 1998. It is then also possible that long before 1998 it was turning off for certain periods of time.
In principle, one of the lamp is already what we call a solar furnace. We can concentrate. The only thing we'll do, we put more on the side to bring all the folk key together.
And when that's done, this is what can happen in a very short period of time. To give you an idea of exactly how much heat these lights can produce, this 20mm thick piece of aluminium was exposed to the light of just 30 lamps for just a few minutes, and as you can see, it burned right through.
And in his video, he shows how you could use a magnifying glass to obscure an object. See that red ball? Well, with this shield in place, you can't see it at all. And I got a funny feeling that's exactly what they're doing. It explains an awful lot. You see the red ball? Well, if you move the glass a certain way, you can't see it at all. And that's what they're doing to us right now.
They've already done it. They have been beaming these frequencies at our brains and over our nations for a long time. People have been taking these pictures in our skies for a long time. This is happening. These satellites are deployed over our heads.
It may well still take many years before the research being done in Jülich brings a tangible benefit. But here, they believe using light to generate heat to combat global warming is the way ahead. Dominic Kane, Al Jazeera, Jülich.